It's Friday, and it's time for a little We Gather.
Yeah.
We had a super successful gathering last week, and much thanks to Alex Michael, Conspiracy Music Guru, not Mystic Guru as Martin Liedtke has been calling him lately. So we had an amazing response, and it was really nice to see. So thanks to you for watching, and to anyone that's new joining us. We're still in Spain, still enjoying the nice weather here.
Yeah.
And heading back to England soon. We've had a few sessions with Alex to talk about next year's gathering, and there'll be a lot more detail to come in the not too distant future. Let me just say hello quickly to Holistic Media. Hope you guys have got the audio. AC Lightning. Could I interview Mikey Smith? Mikey Smith, he's an amazing guy, but I don't really resonate with him, to be honest with you. COVID Union. Lovely music. Sounds like Conspiracy Music Guru. Yeah.
It is, yes.
Legend, yeah. For those who aren't aware, we had an incredible gathering of people. The music was amazing, but the opportunity to just share ideas and be around people who have the same or similar perspectives on.
Well, it was the connection. I think that the online space is great, but I think more and more we want to try and curate opportunities for people to come together and be in each other's energy. I think we're really in that time now where, and of course we don't know what the online space is going to look like moving forward. I'll also always ask the question, how's everyone doing? How's the energy been feeling? Today there is an alignment, a square, which is always a tricky one between Chiron and Mercury. So, again, life will curate things so that we have the opportunity, certainly has for me, in the last 24 hours. There have been things that I've been able to see, and the energy is super quick, and we're in this kind of dissolving energy, so things are popping up, and if we can be courageous enough to be curious about what it's trying to show us rather than the projection outwards, that there's an opportunity for all of us in that, and that's certainly been my experience, most especially in the last 24 hours, but on a daily basis. And so of course I'm always encouraging people to see life as a mirror, the world as a mirror, and what comes up when those things are presented to me. So I wondered how everyone was feeling. The eclipse and the energy doesn't just stop. We're moving into a full moon this Sunday, Monday, and the energy shifts at the moment are rather large, and of course we see in the world that they're most definitely aware of what the energy is at the moment, and they're presenting stuff to us, which is also totally a mirror. And they can only get people to participate if they have got a hook. And so every time something comes up, can we notice that, and it's an opportunity for us to go inward. Lots of retrograde. Chiron today is in retrograde, so it's that what's that deep core wound? And we all have wounds around money and relationships and everything in between. So I was just wondering how people are doing. Just to go back to the gathering, we're super inspired to now do the next one. So that's all bubbling away, and hoping to bring more people into connection. I think when we meet in person, then those connections happen, and then that sort of network, like the mushrooms,
mycelium.
It tends to spiral out, and I think it's such an important time. And even if you're doing it in your own little community or your own little space, I think there's so much distraction and so much uncertainty, which is what they want us to be in, because the mind doesn't like uncertainty. But actually, really, truly, we when we're comfortable with not knowing what's going to happen next, that's when you're starting to tap into something much higher, and it becomes available to us, the possibility of something else, or solutions, or expansion, or connections, or healing, or whatever. So yeah,
lots of opportunity for that. And also I think I hear a lot of noise about digital ID, and someone just asked me if I was going to a large protest that was happening in October. I assume it's to do with that. And my instinct is to say, well, if I was to go, it would only be to try and say to people, hey, this is only a part of the story, and if you realized the nature of the trick, you would attend to your anger and
feel the rage.
Yeah.
Feel the rage to completion. But it's probably like a personal rage, and what we end up doing is trying to blame someone else for it, including the government. And they can only do what they do is if they've got the hook. So there's stuff for us to feel. We've been talking a lot about feeling, and that being our navigator. It's telling us what's good and what's not, and to have that in its purest form, then you have to be getting out of the head. And of course they want to pull us into our minds and into all the stories. Whoever you are, there's a story that we'll want to be like trying to figure it out, and really that's taking you away from where your energy is best used, and that's self. And then the ripple effect of your family and your community and everything else. So I think that message is very strong for me at the moment. It's like, how can I pull it back? I can only give from my overflow. And so this time in community has been incredibly nourishing and nurturing for us, and has inspired us a lot. It's given the imagination a chance to kind of bubble.
Fizz,
yeah.
with possibility.
But sometimes when we are faced with that, we have to also face the things that are blocking us from that. And they're just opportunities always, but it does take radical responsibility. It takes like that, looking at the shadow instead of staring at the shadow out there. I'd be interested in the chat to see how everyone is doing. I think the eclipse was bigger than we can even begin to experience. It was a big one. Obviously, eclipses are always fairly monumental in shifting us. That's the whole point. It's about our expansion and our highest paths. So, and that's still unfolding and will do until the next eclipse.
Well, I feel like there's going to be very interesting times ahead. So, yeah, I think opportunities to gather together and to gain strength. And, did I mention the American couple, Rodney and Carrie? They are the only flatties in the village. And so for them to have had the opportunity to connect with so many people and make new friends and not feel so alienated in the world is a powerful tonic.
But that doesn't have to only be in this event space. I think it's about getting out there and
being proud.
and meeting up with people who are local to you, or reaching out to people who are local to you, because we need each other.
Yeah. Hey, Samakeli Ndudusu, my brother, nice to see you. Thanks for your message. I had to tell Dudu I was delaying my trip to South Africa. I had planned a trip to South Africa.
We're coming.
We long to be there to help people and also help ourselves to, create something there, as well as, continuing to do what we need to do here. And Dudu is a good friend who I met in 2021, and we've, I think, to do work together, you know. And if I want to work in a Zulu community, for example, then to have friends who are on the same page, and you know.
Well, we're also all we're all on the same path, really. I think this is a reminder too that, you know, we don't have to all agree, we don't have to all see things the same way, but, you know, everyone's trying in their own way. I think we truly believe it in our hearts. You know, we have the truth written on our heart, and so it's those opportunities to connect and see others as, you know, even those that don't even see, you know, that they are just as frightened, and you know, I truly believe that the energy, the cosmic energy is going to, we're in another really big time, and, you know, if we can be open-hearted and receive people no matter where they're at, and not necessarily have to agree, then, you know, that's really a step in the right direction.
Yeah. What Dudu told me was in South Africa, they are, I think if I got it right, they are using similar propaganda and techniques to bring about the digital ID transfer. So, you know, it's interesting that it's happening in these theatres, but it's nice that
and they
people
will
can
use
be aware that it's not to our, you know, it's not, you know, eventually it might seem normal and everybody's just used to it, like when the seatbelt was introduced, you know, in the beginning people had to be forced to wear the seatbelt, now they do it without thinking, and passport, the same story.
But I think that they're going to they will loosh whatever is still sitting there as an opportunity. So
Hoover, they will
food
vacuum
security, anything that's connected to the, you know, our money.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that just like with natural law, there's always a remedy. So even in life, there's always a solution. So it's just a big opportunity for us to see that life is a mirror, and you know, and really be willing to look at that.
And for me, like this reinforcement that no matter where we are, there's something that we all can do to make a positive effect in our own lives, and that is to attend to that work, that inner work. Because, you know, like we all talk about the ideal of getting on the land and growing your own this and that and all being self-sufficient, but for the majority of us, that's not immediately attainable. And so, but what we all can do, no matter if we're inside a small prison, is to do that heart-centered
self-sufficiency,
kind of
self-authority, isn't it? It's actually, how can I be my own authority? And that doesn't necessarily mean in terms of, you know, necessarily government. It just means, can I stand in my power? Can I, you know, can I pull that energy back in? So self-sufficiency is, it's not necessarily not needing anything or anyone. It's more about, you know, are you connected to self, and then interdependence, because, you know, it's not one or the other where I'm codependent or I'm independent. It's that we can work with each other.
And you know, the thing with like the peace of mind, you know, the stillness of the mind, and the ease or the equanimity of the heart, these are things that no man can judge but yourself. You will know when you lie on the bed tonight whether you are at ease or in a state of dis-ease or fight or flight. It is really only you, you know, it's only you that benefits from or not from recognition of that and the assuaging of that. The heaven is here for each of us to take. It doesn't need for the death thing to happen. You know, I think that the heaven is here for us to have. You know, it's not always going to be like, you know, grapes and
No, it's a sine wave.
favors.
But how can I, you know, free will for me is how can I flow through it? How do I experience it rather than that these things don't happen? And that takes practice because, you know, what I want to say is that we're all learning and unlearning. So it's learning about capacity. It's learning to know what our body needs and wants, and really connecting to that. First and foremost.
Yeah, you know, this may have been Dawn Lester or someone else was saying it. Martin's Cheryl was saying as well that all disease has its root in fear. Fear being a trauma experienced when young or in the current times.
I don't think it's only fear.
About how
it's unexpressed emotion, really.
Just as a point, though, that, you know, what we saw in 2020 was people get frightened to death. And so we know for sure that fear and, you know, these frequencies or these vibrations of a trauma are, you know, at the heart of that, you know.
The only thing I'd say about that is that you can't bypass it. The only way through is through. So you actually have to be willing to feel it. And when you can feel it fully to its completion. So no matter what it is, it's only an expression. It's an emotion and energy that wants motion. So I think even if it's fear, it's not to be, you know, I have to be love and light, I have to be positive, I have to be, it's just like, what do I make that feeling mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and get some water. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we had an incredible few days, you know. It did exceed my expectations, and if you were a part of it, I know you had a good time. I see Dean HD in the chat. How you doing, mate? I hope your foot's doing well, but I know you guys had a good time, you and Sarah. And Liz, would you say hello to Cami, please? Oh, I see Gypsy there. Hey, Gypsy. Angela Baby Carson. Andrea. Oh, what? Whoa, what are you doing here?
Hello, everyone.
No ways. It's Alex Michael, it's Conspiracy Music Guru, right here in the house.
What's going on, people? Where you going?
We gather.
Oh, God.
Tell her. You look amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to be sitting here right next to you, Alex. Let me shake your hand and say you put on an amazing, amazing, life-changing and unforgettable event last week. And
cheers,
much respect to you and to your lovely wife for that. Much respect. So I just thought maybe with Alex happened to be around, so I'm like, well, why don't you just come and say hello and give me some kudos too. Tell us about your event. How does it feel? A week now since the event.
I'm still processing. I haven't really come down from it. And everyone I speak to online, they're still like, you know, can we rewind the clock and go back to that time? And yeah, I'm still processing. I'm still excited, apprehensive of the next one. We're still in the planning phases of that, and I don't know, man. It was such a whirlwind. It was such an assault on the senses. It was such a success. I didn't expect it to be, you know, like a nightclub vibe.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more of a campfire vibe, but.
And how much positive feedback have you had from people who attended?
Sorry, I'm put off by Franz. Someone's playing the guitar.
You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had so much positive feedback. It's been insane. Everyone can't wait for the next one, and they're going, "Oh, you should do it at your house again." And I'm like, "No, that's not going to happen."
Yeah. Well, and actually, you know, we have this idea that we can increase the number of tickets or available slots for people to come along, right, next time. So it wouldn't suit your place too. I think we kind of almost hit capacity at your place, right?
Well, the plumbing certainly did.
Well, that's a whole nother story. And of course, you had the opportunity to talk about that last week. Actually, Alex took a fair bit of time, credit to him, to take last week's recording of We Gather and splice in a whole lot of cool pictures and video and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen it, it's on his channel. I recommend you go and check out Conspiracy Music Guru's current offerings there. And you're working on well, I won't talk about that right now. He's working on a new album. I won't talk about that right now. Well, let's talk about last week. Aside from the toilets, he realized something last week. He probably knew it secretly inside, but he needed to have it rammed down his toilet. And that was that getting out there and perform and engaging in real time with real living souls is the most rewarding one of the most rewarding elements of what it is that he does so well. Over to you.
Yeah, I'd always said, hadn't I, to you that the reason I don't do events or don't go to events is because I believe that I can reach more people online. And it's a numbers game to me. And I've always said that, well, what's the point of going to these events? Yeah, because, I could spend a week just in my studio making a music video and I could reach thousands of people that way.
True, that's all true, yes, I've seen the numbers.
You're gloating a little bit.
Yep. Let it be said.
So I kind of stayed in my comfort zone in my studio.
In his lane.
In my lane. And
narrow.
And then Dave invites me to Portugal, and I said, no, I don't. There's no way I'm going to. I gave that typical no. There's no way I reckon I can reach more people from my studio, right? And I said, I'm not going to Portugal. I said, well, how many people are you going to have at this event? He said, well, about 50. I said, well, why don't you have it at my house?
I caught him at the right time of day. It's fair to say, but carry on. Yeah.
So anyway, after much sort of deliberation, and the event happened, and. Only then did I feel the energy. You're still gloating, aren't you?
It's a miracle.
Yeah, it was a miracle. Only then did I feel the energy. And I finally realised what he's talking about, the real connection in real people, and staring people in the eyes and hugging people and those kinds of connections that you could never get from YouTube comments. Yeah. And I've lived my life in my digital world, and then I sort of saw the real world of, inviting all of these people to my house. And just the love that in that room, and the appreciation and the recognition, I felt loved and adored, and that really moved me. It really moved me, and I see the importance now of human connection. There's nothing social about social media. Those comments just don't cut it, even though they're really, really nice comments and from lovely people. But to look at someone in the eye and embrace them. And when they come with gifts as well, like offering, like, this is what I thank you so much. Your music has moved me to this point that I'm here at your house and giving you a bottle of cognac. That's a beautiful thing. And so that's moved me, and that stirred me into conversations about a possible another one next year, which we're working on, because I'm now a convert. Hallelujah.
Thanks, man. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, I am so chuffed to be a tiny little piece in that story, because, for me, I've seen you play, and it makes absolute sense that you should be playing with people, And I think one of the beautiful things, actually, that all of that brought, aside from you getting this awesome opportunity to be there and do that, was that people were having such a good time that it's like that energy that they all gained from that, aside from the musical thing, we couldn't have pulled it off without that, investment in your time and energy, and France too. But
there was so much that went on behind the scenes.
As Shirley, of course.
That's a whole,
that's a whole other ball of wax.
That's a whole culinary department, and me and Franz were taking on the audios and rehearsing to just deliver, 10 songs, which would have been a 45-minute set, just to get those right. So and choosing the songs that would resonate with the audience, the freedom-based songs, Revolution, that kind of stuff, and the Flat Earth Man kind of stuff, and maybe a few songs in between that people would know anyway, and they were just kind of more benign, but injecting a bit of truth and trying to provide something for everybody, and trying to do that with 2 acoustic guitars. Yeah. And we'd put so much rehearsal into it that it sounded lovely. I was doing the lower chords, he was doing the higher chords, and we created a bigger sound than you would expect from two acoustic guitars. But so I was going for a campfire vibe, and it just like the power and the resonance that you can have with powerful songs in 4/3/2 with 2 acoustic guitars, and then add a bit of percussion in there. Then you're talking about something, almost to the amplification of gospel, but with minimal input, with minimal guitars. It's like, how did that happen? How the hell did that happen?
See, I'm listening to this and I'm thinking this is a little bit like my DMT experience. It was so profound. It was so.
It really was.
It was so like, and it was like the man came home in a way, dare I say. So, it was awesome to see and awesome to. It's awesome to enjoy you kind of finding that groove, because it's a groove that I think you should be in, and other things will be spawned from it. Other people will do other things, be inspired by it, and we will, obviously look forward to doing it.
To the gathering 2026 then, onwards and upwards. We're thinking about calling it just the gathering.
That's right.
You like that?
I like that very much, the gathering.
Yeah.
The gathering. But I think we'll go for a different thumbnail than this last one, to be honest with you. That thumbnail, which was from the Secret Covenant album or thing. I think we can find something a little bit more kind of whatever for the gathering. But it's going to be an incredible event, and we're going to organize something that will try and match what happened at your place. It's a bit tall order.
Yeah, it's a one-off, isn't it? I mean, we're looking at other venues, and how can you replicate that? Because, like you said, the beauty of my place is it had all these little tiny areas where people could break off from the main crowd and have a little smoky session and a conscious conversation over here and another. And I didn't think those areas would be used, but it was so nice to see such a buzz going on all round the house, all round the grounds.
Yeah.
And people hanging out in the studio up where the music was, or slightly lower on the other terrace, and it was just, So to try and emulate that with another property is going to be tough. Got to find another property that has the plumbing capacity, that has all those other little areas, and the right time of year, that's got, the perfect, thing for kitchen and preparing of food, and another little place for the music and everything. It's a big ask, and it's a lot of research, but we're so sort of, got a fire in our belly that we really want.
Well, I mean, it might be a fitting moment to say today is 3 days since we went on the road 6 years ago. So I have been doing. Organizing stuff, so much. And then 37 years ago, today, I went into this battle on the Lomba River, which is what I wrote my book. My book is centered on the Battle of the Lomba River. So, for me, like I said to Alex, 10 kind of events down the track, it'll be so kind of like, I pretty much know all the things I have to do, and I've got it all waxed and blah, And I can only say that, honestly, from having been, 6 years, 200 different houses, just so many different things to kind of have to manage, that I know that I can manage something like this. And, working with a pro like Alex, I know that what you will get is, one, a well-organized and an amazing music fest at the next one. So that's what I'm looking forward to with you, my friend, in 2026. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to say in closing to my friends here on the tube.
I'm just going to take one step at a time, and we want to scale up for next year, that's for sure. We had about 70, didn't we? 70 plus.
Yeah.
We'd like to do maybe 150. But when you start looking at scalability of these things, there's all sorts of different variables that you've got to consider. What kind of, we're going to have to sort of think about charging and that sort of stuff?
Yeah. I think we'll say that up front. It'll be a charge for event next time round, but it'll be catered. You know, we'll be providing chow and amazing music and an amazing venue for it to happen. But we're just going to refine what the price point will be once we know how much it costs to hire the venue. So that information. But I think we're skirting around 150, something like that. We're hoping that it comes in at about 150, maybe a bit less, but we can detail that.
Yeah, we've never done this before, so
Well,
we might make some mistakes.
The few little mistakes that were, or not even mistakes, but learning things that we got from this last one. I mean, really, the majority of people were like, "This is the event of my life." Not the majority, but certainly enough people said that to be like, "This was an amazing thing."
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, I think it's about people having the opportunity to come together. And I think, without wanting to blow your trumpet too hard, you are quite a magnet, Mr. Michael. So,
and that was a low key event as well. That wasn't, I didn't put that on my channel. We kind of kept that as, on the down low, an invitation only, Patreons, and then word got out and it got a little bit bigger. But so if we really put some effort into advertising and I really, put the feelers out there, I'm sure we could easily double attendance. But
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But we want to do something for 2026. We want to offer something to
we can't not. We can't not.
And what we have on offer is something memorable. I'm wearing a pendant or flat Earth map coin that Alex gave to me, which was a gift from a friend in America who makes these for sale.
Yeah.
I think Alex will be able to put a link up sometime.
Yeah.
If you're interested in one of these, they work out as a keychain or a neck chain. So that's your thing. But I'm grateful to anyone who sent Alex some gifts and donated, and supported what.
Yeah, there's a lot of love. There was a lot of love in that room. Didn't expect that,
He's a little grumpy, so you guys really blew his mind. Honestly, you've shown him how much he is respected and loved, admired. And I think that if I was in his position, I would feel like this is and I sense that it is such an empowering kind of. Okay, dude, you've got your stuff sorted, So I think you've got a lot of that, and it is inspiring to see how inspired he is to. Okay, I can do that again, I can possibly even go even higher next time, maybe a little bit of drumming and things like that. We shall see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm going to be predominantly responsible for the sound for next year's event.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more than that, but I want to scale that up as well, and scaling that up, the music side of it could be interesting if you want to talk about live bassists and drummers and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot to think about on that aspect. So
just a little push, a little nudge here and there, and we'll see. Obviously, you'll decide what works.
Yeah, or maybe just a backing track. That might be easy.
Karaoke.
Yeah. So all of that, so loads of stuff to think about, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's going to be way out of my comfort zone, but hell, why not? I need something more.
Yes, you do, my friend.
Yeah, I need a change. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you've done amazing.
You've got me out of my studio. So how about that?
I'm very proud to be a little part of that, but it's really you that stepped out of the shadows, and I think it's time well overdue. And I hope that it brings a lot of new ears to the truth, as well as obviously your music and perhaps your Patreon, and you have an online website, conspiracymusicguru.com.
Correcto.
With all your albums and stuff. And as I was saying earlier, I almost said it. You're working on Solfeggio for next year, number 3. So we'll see how that goes.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right.
There's a lot happening
this
winter.
No
so
pressure.
We'll see.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you think you can go and find my wife for me? Because
there she is right there. Andrea, wife needed. Ciao, people. Much love.
Thanks very much, Alex.
Hey.
Wow, that was
Imagine that.
I know. What
I
a.
morphed into Alex Michael. I wish I could sing
Wow.
like him and play the guitar and all the
Yeah,
other instruments,
yeah.
but I'm not. I can cook a meal. I'm good at that.
She's very
But,
good at that. She cooks us a
the
lovely meal.
music side is not my.
Hi, JT.
It's not my
Yeah.
thing.
That was a bit of a bonus, wasn't it? Having a We Gather live guest right here in the studio with us.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That was, but I can't read it very well. That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got Cami.
Yeah. Oh, it's Cami here.
So powerful
I've got-
energy when we gather, yes.
Yeah, it is powerful. And I see you got Liz with you, Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Let me tell the
Nice.
truth. Sarah, Liz, Angela Baby Carsons, obviously, and Boston Bear. Ah, it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah, nice for you guys to pop by, and thanks for the thumbs up. Would you mind just closing that door because it's a bit noisy?
What? People having fun?
I know. Can you believe it?
We'll just go and close the door. Just
You
told
think
us.
there was some kind of siesta thing going on here? Spain, eh? There is something beautiful about the energy here. I cannot tell a lie. That there's something really special about the energy in this part of the world. But you know, there are things called astrocartography, where there are certain parts of the energy grid that are better for certain people. You know, depending on certain things. Nathan's a better student of this subject than I. Whoa, what's...
Look,
Hold on, who's this?
what I found.
Hold on.
What have you got here then?
Oh, no.
What's going on here then?
Oh, it's Martin Liedtke. What the hell are you doing here, mate?
I don't know, mate. I just teleported in from Britain to see if you. Hi,
Bloody
Dave.
hell,
Good to
mate.
see you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's his birthday today. Well, yesterday, but essentially it's his birthday today.
Hi, India. Love you.
Yeah.
Hi, Angela.
Surprise.
Yeah. We're on it.
Yeah.
We're doing our thing in Spain. We're having a fantastic time. Dave's just thrown a party for me.
Yeah.
Andrew done me lovely food and
Yeah.
done us all lovely food.
Yeah.
And I had a birthday cake, which is probably one of my first times in this role.
Yeah, we're giving him a little bit of a special day.
Yeah.
So, and we're enjoying having Martin in the neighbourhood. Normally he's all the way over in Cardiff.
Yeah.
And it's a long
Wettest country in Britain.
Wettest country, you know, and
Yeah.
when you go and visit Martin, you're not going to get to go and sit on the beach and enjoy the day. Well, you do get nice weather sometimes. I'm not going to be too harsh on Wales.
No, Wales is quite beautiful. I got good sunshine
It's
this year.
beautiful, yeah, and it's a beautiful country. So I got Martin here with me, and it is his birthday weekend, or his birthday week, so that's a bit of a surprise, right?
Yeah.
And he was with us at the Guru Gathering in 2025. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience, Martin? I mean, I don't want to say too much, my friend, but it's up to you.
Well,
You tell people how it went for you.
well, I've been to a lot of parties in my life, as you can imagine,
Yeah.
but this one was ultra special.
It
There
was.
was so many unbelievable minds there, and the conversations you wouldn't believe. So I had some. It's like all the greatest minds in the world in one place at one time.
Some.
Blew my mind. So yeah, we had the most fantastic time. The music Alex was putting on and Franz was just absolutely brilliant. Everyone was just goose pimpling all the time, and everyone was just loving on one another all the time. And I missed the second day. I was ill because I was drinking Hennessy's out of the bottle, like spaz, made myself ill. But yeah, it was the best party for a lot of reasons. Not only, you know, the setting and, you know, the effort Alex and his wife put on was just amazing. We had everything we could possibly want. All the food, drink, weed, everything was just there. It was the people. It was like, I don't even know how many people were there, Dave.
About 70.
About 70 people. But, yeah, it was just so many great minds, and the conversations. Just there, you could just wander around and there's a table set up and you could be like, you know, there'll be like Andrew Kaufman and like Stephen Young, and you just sit down. Yeah, it was just like, and it's just like mine, or Stellium. Yeah, we just
Stellium there,
Stellium,
yeah.
sitting round talking, you know, and all of us, and the conversations were just over, you know.
Yeah.
That's how it's done, you know, guys. You know, I've realised that, you know, social media's got like, it's great for all the hangouts, but there is a certain, you know,
limitation
on it.
You know, when it turns into a beast of its own. Once we're all around the table and we're all talking, it turns into a beast of its own. It's another entity of invention and mind and philosophical thinking. And you know, that thing you talked the other day with Cheryl about, 2 days constantly she's been looking at the images. You've really triggered something. And she's like, I think we're all on the precipice. If we sat around together and we all talk, we carry on this frame, you know, all these minds together, that we're going to really gain ground in the way that we wouldn't do on social media. And I feel that is happening here every time we meet. It's just, you know,
great ideas are
pushing the boundaries of imagination and thinking. You know, these minds together, and you know, none of us have got the same idea about life out there, but you know, we all just
chipping in like bits and pieces of the puzzle.
And I'll go, you know, with Mike, you know, all of us really.
And you know, even I feel like even if an idea I come up with doesn't kind of pan out, well, many ideas I've come up with don't pan out, but it doesn't pan out, it may edify, inform another sort of iteration of something down the line, you know. And it is nice for people a lot of people will be sitting at home with, like you and I, perhaps, trying to work stuff out, you know, and come up with ideas about that, and to have a table where you can share that, because you can't go down the pub and talk about the stuff that we talk about, you know what I mean? They think you were foreign, like some kind of, you know, boat person or something.
Yeah.
So, no, it has been really powerful in that. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, but you know, it took me a good few days to come down off the high of it. It's just like, that can't be topped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone was feeling the same.
But we've had like, you know, meetings since, you know, we came to a party a couple of days ago, you know, Dave's house, and then they threw a birthday party for me, Andrew and Dave did, which is the best I've ever had.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was the best ever. And we just like, Cheryl's playing guitar out there now for Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. It's just the best. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we're kind of milking it. Eh? We're on our way. I'm on my way back to England soon. I hope to be in Speaker's Corner in the fullness of time. We want to work on some other projects, but obviously we've got this Guru Gathering, or the gathering for next year lined up. I know some people.
Yeah, I'm in on it.
JT, I see you in the chat there. I'll be encouraging you to come down, brother. And you know, what we hope to do is kind of make more of it. So those people who want to make more of it, where you can make it for like a week.
Oh, Cammy's there. Can I give a big love to Cammy?
Yeah.
Love you, Cammy.
Yeah.
Love you, Cammy, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Peace Price.
Yeah.
We do.
Hey, Cammy, funny enough, I saw a picture of you and Bob just 2 or 3 days ago.
I seen it.
Because, well, we had Mike Stellium with us, and I was talking to him about magnetic flow lines, and you know it's to do with how I imagine the magnetic field of the world works, the Earth works, right, with the equator and then poles like this. So I look at the magnetic flow lines, and I'm talking to Stellium about this idea, and he's like, "Wow, wait a minute, I've got to show you this photo."
Cammy's propagation maps.
No, this is crazier, man. He says, I went to dinner with Bob and Cammy and someone else, I can't remember now who else, but in the bathroom, in the restroom, the toilet.
Oh, those pictures.
He's got these photos on the wall. They've got these photos of these magnetic flow lines. He's like, wow, you're talking about, this is what I saw. And then I happened to be, and then, you know, we were talking about.
Biomagnets showing the propagation just on the wall. What's the chances? A million to one.
Yeah, and that was
freaky.
With you and Bob. So it was nice to see that picture. And I've, you know, always been sorry that I never got to meet him myself.
Yeah, I'm me.
Or you.
Yeah, we could still happen. Could still see Cammy.
Yeah. Well, all sorts of amazing things. I mean, here I am in Spain with Monica.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and Alex. You know, I mean, it's crazy.
We are milking it. We just don't. We're trying to find it difficult to go back home. Britain, but this place has just been really, really lovely to us.
Well, and if you're a supporter of Martin, then I would suggest that his being in a place like this for a while, and each of us might need that. I'm not saying it's just for him, but I think that to be in a place like this where you can take stillness get some sunshine, just like, you know, fresh air, sea water,
Relax.
some
That's
fish
new,
maybe.
new to me.
Yeah.
Relaxing. Yeah, I've never done that. That's brand spanking new to me.
It's hard work to start to do that. but you
I'm very
can.
fidgety, so
Yeah.
relaxing is very difficult
Yeah.
for me. I need things to do.
Do it in small increments, you know, even if
I
it's only for a few seconds at a time.
I am 3 seconds at a time. It's like God, God. No? Okay.
But
No, it's
I
plenty to
applaud
do,
that,
yeah.
and I would love to see, you know, you have a really healthy kind of time here, and then when you return, it'll be on a stronger.
Yeah,
wicket.
it's all going to help my work and, you know, the inspiration and everything that I've learned here. I've learned so much, Dave, you know, from the peeps in the last, you know, 2 weeks. That's all it's
Yeah,
been. It seems
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh God, 2 weeks.
yeah. So
Seems
next, yeah,
Seems like a long time since I've been here now. It really does. It's like
so much has happened as
so
well.
much has happened. Oh my God, you
Yeah.
won't believe it.
Very
Yeah.
grateful for that.
So I am too.
All right.
I'm always grateful. Love you, India. Thank you for being here. Oh, Tommy, tell the truth there as well.
Yeah,
Hey, Tommy.
pops in quite often.
Of course. Yo,
Down
Tommy.
here.
Yo,
Yeah.
Tommy Wagon. We love him.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on. so I don't
Angela
really-
Baby Carson. Hey, Angela. Turret is in the house. Flat Earth Social.
I got Flat Earth British. giving
That's
a
it.
shout out on mine.
That's Ian there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Ian,
Yeah,
Ian?
of course. Yeah, hi, Ian.
We love you.
We love you, Ian.
We love you, Ian. Ian, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I was going to send Dave a link to join actually because, and then we messed up the link process. Sorry, Dave. I mean Dave Weiss in this case.
Oh, right.
Because, well, you know, he really loved it here. I think he really enjoyed it, and I'm hopeful that he would be, you know, first in line or near the first in line.
For
And Ian,
sure.
of course.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Did you see that
They
video
loved
Dave
it.
done when we was dancing and that when Alex and Franz was on the guitar
Uh-huh.
and me, you, Andrea, Cheryl, we're all up dancing and Dave put it on his channel. Did you see it?
No.
It's on Dirt,
Oh.
Dirt's channel, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
buzz on it and he pans round everybody and
Oh, yeah,
everybody's-
we're all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I might
energy.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, check that out, bro. It's just like, I never captured any of it. I just didn't feel the necessity to bring my phone out. I've just been so like not doing social media because it's a secondary
No,
life.
it's fair enough. It's fair enough. No, that's fair enough. But it is nice that people did capture some of you there and other
Oh,
people
I
there
know,
and so
I
on.
know.
But I mean, to be fair, how would you have held your phone while holding both bottles, both hands with? Hey, beer, cognac. Oh yeah.
I was.
Tell them what I gave you for your birthday, mate.
Right, I got a new grinder.
Yeah, that's
and,
what I mean.
And
Yeah,
Andrew's
that's
done
what I
like a
mean.
fabulous meal
Yeah,
for us all. Like, you want to taste this stuff? Like over here, you wouldn't
She's
believe
good.
it. Chicken,
Yeah.
chicken, my favourite. And a sort of ceramic. It's a coaster, but it's made of tile, like a Spanish
Yeah,
tile.
yeah,
isn't it?
like a
And I
fractal
was-
thing.
Fractal thing.
Yeah.
I was looking at them today in the shop. and I
Yeah,
picked
how
one
about
up.
Andrew's crazy like that? She's good like
Yeah,
that.
it's really trippy. So me. So thank you for that.
Cool.
And I love a little back thing. I think it goes on my fridge, does it?
Yeah, that's a magnet.
Fridge
Your
magnet.
fridge, yeah, fridge and magnet.
Ka-ching. There you are.
And then he got the first slice of cake and Zizi got the second slice.
Yeah.
So the right order was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, didn't I?
yeah,
Oh,
Nice
easy
one, bro.
putting a big slab of it.
nice
though.
one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you go back
Okay.
to your whatever it is that you were doing. I don't know.
Okay, love
Having
you
your
all.
wormhole.
As you know.
Yeah.
And I share this out, guys. I would share it on my
Yeah.
channel. I can't seem to get a bloody signal on my thing, but the moment I do, I'll
Yeah.
share this on Flat Earth British. India, anybody? Hippie, share this out, lovelies.
I haven't seen Hippie. I'd like to just have a thought for Hippie because I think
I seen
things are
something the other
difficult at
day.
home.
Yeah, it was.
Health-wise, there's a problem, and I
There
really
is. Yeah.
She's in our thoughts. We have been thinking about Hippie. So
Shit, I should check.
perhaps India, you could just send her our love if you don't mind.
Yeah, she's always here, isn't she?
Yeah, she's always here.
Oh, I better email her
Yeah,
and find
yeah, have
out.
a
I know
word.
what's going on, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And listen, for Hippie to not be around,
Yeah.
must be something.
Yeah,
You know?
she's been a while.
Yeah,
So
Jesus, a diamond.
Yeah,
God
so-
love her.
so yeah,
Okay, I
Alright,
didn't think
brother.
about that. I didn't think about that. You just said. Thanks for that, Dave.
yeah. No. Well, I mean, we should look out for each other, you know.
We do.
Yeah, and
I always
Build on
do.
it.
Wondering if anyone missing. I found out today. I don't know whether you knew. Shiva shampoo. Did you know about
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I just got told. Yeah, 25 years
What?
in India. 20 in Maldives. 25 years in jail.
He
For
got that.
Yeah, for epoxy half ounce of weed that they told him he was going to
No
get off with.
way.
Yeah, Mike just told me I knew drop my stomach through the floor. I love Shiva shampoo.
Well, yeah, he's cool.
He's fucking cool as fuck. Right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that's bad news.
Yeah,
man.
well, at least he's not dead.
Yeah.
But
right.
yeah, but fucking hell, he's.
Probably
Wow.
wishes he was.
They don't like hippies. Poor man, he's a gentle soul as well.
Yeah.
That's what gets me.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
No.
See you all later. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, you're welcome.
We
brother.
gather. Okay, thanks, Andrea.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey.
I've heard on We Gather.
Live and in the flesh, Martin Nika. What a treat. It has been a rather surreal few weeks, you know.
I do think there's one other person
No way.
that wants to just pop in and
No
say hi.
way. There can't be anyone else
Should
here.
I go and
Yeah.
get that person?
There's someone else?
Just one more.
Who could it be? Well, can you guys guess who the final mystery guest will be? Can you guess? Here we got. I haven't been drinking today, by the way. You know, although we've had people around for 6 hours, I haven't been drinking. Smoking, but not drinking. So but you know, it's been like a full-on, interesting, fun day. Again, I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful to the supporters that have sent us, you know, funds over the years, and my 2 Patreons who happen both to be in the room, JT and India. Sorry, I don't serve you as well as some Patreon people, like inviting you to a party in Spain.
We do in spirit, always.
But you're welcome next year, both of you.
And I obviously always inviting people to reach out if they want to know more about astrology. It's really, like for me, it's like a map that if you've got it, it's an important thing. Anyway, here's someone
Oh,
else.
my final.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. He
I'm
wants
back
some
again.
water. So it's a he. We know that. What he are we going to get? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mike Wilkerson, Stellium 7.
Hi, everybody.
You may not know this, but we first met in November 2019 on the European Flat Earth Tour.
That's right, at Howard's place.
Uh
Right?
huh.
Yeah.
So Howard is the connection between Stellium and Alex, myself, and a few others, because he, you know, on the tour he brought us down to his place, to his parents' place, and we ended up spending the night there, and you guys spent an awesome afternoon with us. But he's just been an awesome afternoon with me, and I know that Stellium always has plenty to offer. So what are your thoughts, Mr.
What are
Mike?
my thoughts about what?
Well, I mean, like, I was talking a little bit about how powerful the gathering of people together had felt for us. So, how did it feel for you?
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah, at one point I got up just to say a few words and mention that I was going to be giving a tour up to the Eye of Montgo the following day. And one of the things that I said at the gathering was that it really felt like a culmination, you know, seeing Alex there playing for that crowd and just the vibe and how much everyone was enjoying themselves and the conversations. It was awesome. It was a total vibe, and I got to, I mean, there's one point where he's playing I Don't Want to Talk About NASA, and everyone's just going nuts. I think that one made the rounds on YouTube. And that song came about back when I turned 50. So it's 8 years ago that was born. It was actually born on my birthday.
Wow.
We were sitting on my terrace, and he was fiddling with my guitar. And we were just joking around. I said, you know, there needs to be one of these country western songs. It's like a flat earth song, you know, that where the guy like wakes up to this idea and then just loses everything because of it, like his dog, his cat, his truck, his wife, you know. And it's this classic country western sob story song of, you know, You know, when I started talking about NASA,
I lost all of my friends.
You know,
Brilliant.
and so I said that, and he started just playing a few bars, and it was hilarious. And I was like, wait. So I pull out my phone and I recorded it, and I said, do it again. And so he basically like composed that song almost entirely on the fly. The guy's a total genius, and we were laughing so much. And a couple days later, he's like, hey, can you send that to me? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. It's got to be a song. So he recorded the song in about 2 days or so, or 3 days. He had it done, and it was just awesome. And then he spent about, I think, 5 weeks or maybe 6 weeks on the music video.
Okay.
He had been using green screen for Puppet Show and for I Don't Want to Talk About NASA and these others, and I can't remember which video. I think that might have been his 5th or something.
Okay.
And so there's like 4 of him or 5 of him in that video, and it's absolutely it's a gem, you know, the whole thing. And he got these backgrounds of different like classic American bars that that you know he
Saloons,
had, and so he's putting himself in these different scenarios, and he just created this masterpiece of a video. And then we went over in 2018 to the Flat Earth International Conference in Denver, and he played that on stage, and you know, it was standing ovation for, I think there were like 600 people there at that conference, and just so well loved. And he put on an amazing set at the end of the conference. And then the next night after that, we all went to this place called the Goosetown Tavern, which was it's a place that looked exactly like one of these bars that was in the original video.
Cool.
And he and I are just looking around going, what in the heck? It feels like we stepped into the video, you know.
Awesome.
And at the very end of that video, after I punch him to the floor, because I'm the angry bartender that's there like polishing glasses.
Right.
And I've got an I Heart NASA shirt on.
Yeah.
And so one of the lines is, so I went down to the local bar to find me a bunch of new friends. Well, I had myself just a couple of beers and started talking about NASA again. And then things got pretty ugly, and that's him and I shaking each other like this in like cartoonish, sped up, you know.
Yeah.
Things got pretty ugly, and I was punched to the floor. And then it goes, well, I don't want to talk about NASA no more, you know. And then the video finishes with him, all 4 of him on stage, playing that song in front of like a sellout crowd of hardcore flat earthers that are up cheering, you know, which is all like green screen stuff. But
it wasn't green screen last week.
No, but all of a sudden, like we were there in Denver at this Goosetown Tavern, and it was like manifest destiny. Like the whole thing came full swing, and we're just like, oh my gosh, we're in the video now. It was wild. And so to see that at his house, you know, last week or a little over a week ago. And to see how incredibly loved, that was definitely the favorite song of the crowd, I would say, and everyone knew the lyrics, and it was just like this full circle that came with that performance. So yeah, it was. That's what I mean. It's really a culmination, but not just for that song, but just, you know, everything about all the work that he's done and how appreciated it is, and the kinds of people who came to this event from all over the world. It was really a special thing, and so for me especially, it was like the ultimate finale to what had been really the most amazing month of my life, because I had traveled with my daughter to Australia to the Living Free Festival, where I spoke on my research, and we had 2 absolutely amazing weeks there in the bush, seeing all kinds of animals I'd never seen before, and birds, and you know, it was just really amazing experience. And then from there to Serbia, to Liverpool, to London, and then back to Javier. So it's been a wild month. And then along the way, I launched my book as well. So
yes, you did.
So
I have a copy here somewhere.
Yeah,
in my room.
It's called the Hacker Prince, and tells the tale of my adventures as a hacker from basically like 13 to 18 years old, when I was busted for illegal computer trespass in 1985 for infiltration of Microsoft and Boeing and Sunstrand and Kenworth Trucking. Those are the 4 that I was charged with. So
Well
yeah,
done.
crazy story, and it took me 40 years to get around to finally publishing the book, and it's out now. Get it on Amazon.
You thought he was just about these incredible mammoth rocks and hearts and Stellium 7, but actually, this guy's a living legend in the tech world, you know.
Well,
So-
the funny thing about it is I'm not, though, really, because most people have never even heard my story. So when I was busted, that was 1985. I went to jail in 1986 for it, and it wasn't until a few years later that they started digitizing newspapers and stuff. So
Right.
when I walked away from hacking, I never went back, and I never gave any interviews,
Right,
and I
right.
never wrote the book. So,
Right.
so my story
Wow.
faded into obscurity.
Wow.
So, which is ironic because I'm actually the first hacker to ever serve jail time for the crime of hacking.
Wow.
So that's
So-
pretty bizarre, really, that nobody even knows who I am yet,
Yeah.
even though the book is already out. But I've literally done like an anti-launch because I was on the road for 5 or 6 weeks, before, and I should have been like priming the pump and doing lots of interviews, and
Yes.
so that people knew and that the word was
Yeah.
getting out. And instead, I've done the opposite. So I've got a lot of interviews that are
do.
kind of lining up now, but.
In the digital space, like in that space, more than the truther space, or
I want to show you that's the view I have
Very nice.
for my
Nora, do you want to say hello to my
Oh.
chat? I'm on
Oh.
a live stream.
Oh.
we got Nora here, and she obviously doesn't want to come on camera, but some of you will know Nora. Nora missed her flight out of town. Nora arrived 10 days late for the party, and then missed her flight home.
No joke.
No joke. So we've seen Nora twice, and this is the second time. So yeah, but yeah, that's an amazing story, and I do hope that you get, the airtime that it deserves.
So far, the readership has been definitely quality over quantity. I've had some really amazing people who I have a lot of respect for who've actually read the book and are
Reviewed
singing
it.
high praises, and had a lot of synchronicities that kind of happened towards the end when it was all wrapping together. And one of them was that the famous UK hacker Gary McKinnon reached out to me on my YouTube channel with a comment, and I recognized his name and kind of expanded the little bubble that was in his face, and I was like, "Holy shit! It's him! It's the the English hacker, And I had seen his face, in the news for he was the poster child for evil hackers for a decade, and we ended up having several conversations. I posted about an hour of it on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I have another 4 hours of content that I'll be releasing at some point in the next
Stellium
month.
7.
But he ended up writing the foreword to my book, which was really an honor. And it's a beautifully written foreword. And then on the back cover, I've got a quote from a guy who's the former head of cybersecurity for all of Interpol.
Wow.
He came into my office one summer as a patient.
No
I work as a
way.
chiropractor here
No
in Spain. And he didn't know anything about my past, and he wrote down IT security on his intake form as his profession. And I started joking about it a little bit, and I said, "Oh yeah, I've got a little experience in that." He says, "Really?" "Yeah, but I was on the other side of the fence." And he's like, "You were a hacker?" And I was, so we started talking, and I told him about it, and he read my book early on, the first, before I did the major revision just before publishing, and he loved it, and so there's a little blurb from him on the back. So it all just kind of came together in a really beautiful way towards the end.
Amazing synchronicity.
And I'm getting really great, early feedback from people who've read it. So check it out. It's called The Hacker Prince: A True Story by Michael P. Wilkerson. A little hard to find on Amazon because you can actually search for the right name and it doesn't come up necessarily. And I found out I made a mistake when I uploaded. I had a subtitle that is not on the cover, and it screws with the algorithms, so it's kind of invisible in a lot of places. So you can find a link to it on my website, I think.
What's your website?
Stellium7.com.
Okay.
It's not finished like everything in my life.
There was one other thing I wanted to ask you about, because you very kindly offered to take a group of people up to the Montgo Eye. on the Monday, which is obviously good after 2 days of partying.
Only the
Was it-
diehards went.
Yeah, I know you've taken Alex up there before, but have you ever done a tour?
I've done a couple, but I did one tour once for a whole bunch of chiropractors that are friends, and they were really interested to see it. And then I've been up there with smaller groups of people on, probably 10 different occasions.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so this was fun. There were about 12 of us, and there's a long walk in where you kind of go across the plateau before you start going up the mountain, and there are a lot of really interesting rock formations along the way that I've presented in my videos and shown how these different formations correlate one-to-one with anatomy in a very unusual way if it was just random chance. So it seems to be anything but random chance.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by it. You told me about some of the stuff, I think, when we first met in 2019. So, my eyes or ears have been open to all of this kind of stuff. Would you do it again next year? Would you take people up next year after the event?
For people who want to go, it's a challenging climb. Nobody got hurt. Nobody hurt them.
No, people loved it.
Themselves out.
Yeah.
It's steep, and if you're nimble and you don't have balance issues or knee or hip problems or something, it's not a problem. You just gotta. There's certain sections where the stone is a little bit loose, and other than that, it's just
Yeah, I'm sure there's a contingent.
It's not a hard hike. There's much harder.
Yeah, no, I know there were a lot of people fascinated by it, and probably more would have gone had it been a little easier to traverse or whatever. But I think there is an appetite for that, and I'm sure that you will be drawing people in.
It's one thing to see the videos and to see the evidence that I've presented and show, how if you look at vertebrate anatomy, everything from the eye socket to the things that are in the eye socket to the mountain itself to the structure of the stone on the mountain, it's all just lining perfectly up with anatomy in a way that it shouldn't if it was random chance. And so to see that with your own eyes and to actually be up in the cave and look around and I can point these things out and show how they correlate with anatomy, it's a pretty amazing experience. And
Well, it's a bit like Alex playing music in the studio versus in front of people, and you presenting your stuff on a video versus let me show you and see the folds and the textures of this and how it's different from the lines on the strata on that. It's much better in person. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be.
And it was really fun
that.
because a lot of people got some great footage of the hike and the line of people going up the edge as we're getting closer to the eye and from within the eye and everything. So it's really I'll probably be using some of that stuff in a future video.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Mike Wilkerson, Stellium 7. We've been hanging out, and he's been here on We Gather with me this Friday. I'm really grateful. Thank you.
My pleasure. It's been an incredible dinner tonight.
Andrea was good.
Andrea, she hooked us up. So, just having fun by the pool, playing some music, and good conversation, great people, and the party continues. It's really been awesome.
Awesome. Well, we'll see him again, I think.
Bye,
That's my
everybody.
feeling, even if it takes a whole year, but I reckon I'll get him back on in a year. So we'll see. Anyway, so guys, I don't know what's happened to my wife, right? She was meant to be coming back. That was the kind of, maybe she'll come back. We'll see. But I don't have my chat available right now. Okay, there it is. So sorry,
I'm
Tammy. I didn't see the chat for a little while there, and you were saying you could do some chiropractic skills. Maybe he'll be over. Hey, Glyph.
Hey, Glyph. It's good to
Glyph's
see
going to
you.
help us out with some IT stuff, aren't you, brother? We really need your help. Help. So we
need somebody.
Yeah. He's offered also to give some time to Alex and Shelley and help them with some of their website stuff. So appreciate that.
Yeah, I think
very much.
Alex and Shelley are doing a separate offering of their solfeggio as healing music. So that's something that's coming. So watch that space.
Can I just say, sorry, I've got to think of it. Firstly, Holistic India, thank you very much for sharing the link to the Hacker Prince Stellium story, Mike's story. So I appreciate that. Tony Whitcomb says, it makes me laugh when... I can't read that at the moment. But
It makes me laugh when, I can't see that word, denies multiple wind directions for the atmosphere to a spinning ball joke.
Yeah, it's...
I'm in a globe. Glober.
Yeah, oh, yeah, well, yeah. Well, yeah, it's amazing. And I look forward to getting into the street and doing some more globe popping. You know, I look forward to that. But be honest, right now I have been enjoying
community.
Yeah. And
just downtime.
Yeah. And a great opportunity to build on some friendships. And because, honestly, I think that I would love it that everyone could be involved and come along and so on. And maybe we can do something in England in future so that it's more accessible to people in England. But yeah, we're building something interesting here, and I hope to be able to share of that with you.
Just Glyph said, we've got to talk soon. Heavy time over here, and I think this goes back to my my original conversation about the energy. You know, it's definitely going to be bringing up stuff for all of us, and can we use it as an opportunity? Sure, I know that some people are walking difficult times, and sometimes we actually need a little support. Sometimes it's hard to just do it on your own. That was certainly my experience. I got to the point where I was doing it on my own, and I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. So I reached out, and I think that's a really important thing, is that we don't have to do this on our own. So Dave and I are absolutely here, even if it's just a call or a conversation or an email or whatever. Please. We say this every week, but it really is. We really are available to people if there is something you're walking through and you feel incredibly lonely. Or sometimes just sharing is all we need, is someone to hear our side. And of course, Dave and I, being who we are, we will always reflect back what we see. And I truly believe that actually our relationships, whether that be our intimate relationships or relationships with business partners or children or other, even authority, is an opportunity for us to see something that's still living in us that is not of our true nature. So, I feel you because I know what it's like to walk that and feel incredibly lonely and like there doesn't seem to be a way out. But I'm here to tell you that there absolutely is. But sometimes we need someone to hold space for us. And so to encourage you to feel like you can reach out, no matter what it is. We don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, we're not alone.
I mean, that was the whole reason for We Gather, is that we wanted it to extend a space where people can just feel like, we don't have to be in that truth-seeking outside, what's going on in the world, kind of, because it's very noisy, and it's going to get noisier and more chaotic. And, that sometimes can be in our own personal world, but that can be in the extended world too. And I think it's so important that we can take the opportunity to use that.
I was going to say stillness, but I keep saying this, like a harmony or a balancing thing. Because I felt that like a little bit, our last 10 days or 2 weeks or week around the party was so busy, so many things going on. I didn't have time for stillness, so I had to be kind of conscious about making time for that. I was up late or getting up early or whatever, and so there was that exhaustion and all these other things.
Well, yes, an interesting astrology part for that, because actually Dave has Virgo, which is what the eclipse, the final eclipse was in, or the nodes are in at the moment, and that's in his 12th house. And your 12th house is always asking you to create that stillness, to pull back, to rest. That's what the 12th house is. And so that's what the energy was asking of him.
Yeah, and I see that with Martin, like I was saying earlier on about Martin. You know, I think that I see in him a relaxed man right now, more so than when I see him in Wales or other places. So,
well, it's easier when you're on holiday.
I know. But it is, because he's able to kind of like take his breath, and if he can spend a few weeks here doing that, taking his breath, then I think he comes back a stronger man. And you know what? If we're in this together, right, we should actually want the very best for each of us, so that we all are stronger men and women going forward in our own divine way, doing our own thing. I think we should be lifting each other up. You know, we should be helping each other out where we can, where there's that synergy, where there's that opportunity. We should be doing that. And I know people are doing that, and people did amazing to help Alex pull off an amazing event. But we can do more. And we should be, looking forward to collaborating more, because the collaboration is the king, like they say in the Bible, when 2 or 3 are gathered. You know, so
Definitely.
we saw that writ large last week, and I know, Ian, you pulled together that monthly thing, and you got the Flat Earth Social in Wales as well, and there's some Liverpool guys are doing a Flat Earth thing. We should try and give that more like push, because it needs to grow. I think people coming together are going to be far more powerful and supportive of what we need to flourish spiritually or otherwise ways in the years ahead. Yeah?
Definitely.
Cool. Well, I think that's probably...
Yeah.
I can't, oh, by the way, thanks. Yes, Tony Whitcomb, I do want to get that gimbal. And because, trust me, Alex and other people have been empowered by or uplifted by this time. So me too, And so, like, doing more activism and finding my groove in the winter and whatnot, I will be doing that, my friend. And obviously, going forward, this is not just a one-hit wonder, as you can tell. I'm now 8 years in the saddle. No, that's not true. 7 years, of doing street activism. That's a whole life cycle.
And that's not for everyone.
No. Of course, I'm not saying that's for everyone.
I think the most important activism right now is on yourself.
Yeah.
That's where the energy...
It's an inside job.
Totally.
Yeah, to know thyself.
But yeah, if anybody wants a support, then...
Yeah.
Definitely.
You guys are awesome. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate having some amazing in-person guests tonight that we gather. We've got the gathering coming up in a year's time, and I am talking to some other friends about doing something in England, in the springtime. But we'll have to give you more on that when other conversations have been completed. But there's actual guitaring. Franz is here. He's got his guitar. Alex may be playing. I'm not sure. But I would love to take you there. But for now, I say, if you can put a few coins aside under the pillow and come along next year, then we should be able to make it a memorable, amazing weekend that our lovely friends from the middle of the world, Martin and Julie, right? I mean, middle of England. They're, I guess, 70-year-old couple, maybe, there or thereabouts. And they were just on another, like, this is the best weekend of our lives, our whole lives. What about your wedding? Our whole lives. So, and I think that we can do that again. I don't want to but I think we can do that again. And I'd love to have you there.
I don't know if you can hear that outside.
Let me take this out there. You can. Give me one more for the audio.
That was beautiful, guys.
Ah, you want more? Are you still live?
Yeah.
Ah, come on, let's just start
16
again.
watching, 20 likes. That's
Again?
No, you don't have to start again.
more.
I can just.
Too much to
Yeah, you missed the magic. You totally missed
Oh,
the magic. Yeah.
hard times. Yeah. I'll finish the call. Guys, I got to go and party. Okay, so I missed the moment there. Anyway, guys, it's been amazing.
Yeah, love to you all.
Until next time.